What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite shit-talking squirrel, back for another Darrell video. So we're doing another CaseWatch video today. We had a fun group this week, had a couple of cancellations actually, so a few Discord regulars swooped in to join us, really helped me out. If you want to be in an upcoming episode of CaseWatch, well, first off, you gotta join the Discord. Why aren't you in there already? But more importantly, join the Squirrel Gang on Patreon. It's only $10 a month. As soon as you join, you'll get a Squirrel Gang sticker, and you also get to do a solo Case Watch episode, just you and me, or on a panel if you prefer, whatever you want to do. We don't even have to watch Brooks if you don't want. If there's another case you want to see on the channel or do some commentary on, just sign up. I'll message you right away to welcome you, and we'll get you on the schedule. This week, we're doing a Mother's Day special this weekend with all the moms in the server. So it's not going to be Brooks this week. We're actually watching Judge Darrell's new case. I believe Witchow is actually going to be the prosecuting attorney, so that should be a lot of fun. I haven't seen any of it, so it'll be a total blind reaction. Like I said, with all the moms of the Squirrel fam, so that's going to be cool. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, just real quick, I started uploading all my alternate channel art on Instagram, and I'm going to be posting daily on there moving forward, so if you like digital art, if you like any of the stuff that's on screen now, I'll make it myself. Like I said, I have tons of this stuff that, for whatever reason, just never got used. And it's all good stuff that I'm really proud of, and I'm trying to build a following over there. So, if you give me a follow and support your boy, it's totally free, and I would really appreciate it. Alright, with all that good stuff out of the way, let's just jump on into the content. I did have some slight audio trouble with this one. I'm on a new setup, and I'm just working out the kinks. I did the best I could to level it all out, but if you notice that I'm really loud at certain points, that's why. I'm so sorry. I did the best I could, like I said, to kind of edit it down to make it as normal as possible, but I have it figured out now. This should only be a one-time thing. If you can kind of bear with it, this won't be a frequent thing. It was just a rare, mishap on my part, so I apologize in advance for that. I'm going to leave everyone's socials in the description. We all take care of everyone here in the Squirrel fam, so go check them out, give them some love, support them. I'm sure they would really appreciate it, as would I. Their respective info is also going to be on the screen where we get going, so without further ado, let's just jump on into it, shall we? Let's get this.
I'd probably say about two hours I was at the hospital.
They give you any pain medication or?
I was taking ibuprofen and Tylenol. That is it.
He's making like an insinuation that if she had gotten pain meds, that would somehow negate her testimony or something. So stupid.
He does that with all of them that go to the hospital, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you recall what time you arrived at the parade?
Well, since we were walking with the parade, we had to be there early. We staged probably around 3, I would say. I think it was.
And were you able to see what the vehicle did after you were struck?
No, my only attention at that point in time was to find my daughter and attend to my daughter.
So you didn't see what, the route that the vehicle traveled or anything after that?
I seen the aftermath after it went through. That was it.
I'm some guilt tripper for that.
I mean, that's normal. I mean, you got to take care of your kids first.
Yeah, of course.
Were you paying attention to the route of the vehicle that just hit you?
Yeah, really. Like it's preposterous, but that's actually where he's going.
Do you recall how long you were marching in the parade before you were struck?
I do not recall how long we were there.
Were you near any cross streets or intersections?
I don't know the name of the intersection, but yes, there was. I know we're right by Bosco's. There's a little walkway that takes you down to the river, or there's a little tiny side street off to the side.
Do you recall if they were barricaded?
I do not recall.
Do you recall if any law enforcement may have been standing by those intersections?
Do you guys think the barricade questions were from him or from his lawyer? Because they essentially mean nothing. He blasts through the barricades at the end of the parade. We hear Brian Schulten testify about that. He tries to stop him.
I think they were probably a point of the defensive strategy just because they had nothing to really go off of, and I think he just ran with it. But that's what I would
agree.
argue.
Yeah, like
I
the
agree.
lawyers are just grasping at the thinnest of straws to try and make this guy seem defendable.
I think their main goal was to try to not prove that he didn't intend to do this.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Recall.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm a country where we have a lot of problems, you know? Well, anyway, we don't take care, we don't look anymore if it's barricaded or not, because it's always barricaded, you know? But I can't tell you
Yeah.
where it is. See what I
But
mean?
you said it's always barricaded? Like there's just barricades everywhere in
No,
France?
I mean, when there's a big event, barricade everywhere, you know? But we're so used to it that we don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
I mean, they don't do anything against the vehicle, so it's like the line of questioning is kind of irrelevant on its face. But
Sure.
again,
Well,
when
ours do, but it's not the same. But you don't see it. You see it every time, so you don't see it anymore. See what I mean? Like you put something on your fridge. Put something on your fridge. You don't see it after a few days.
Charlotte, are the barricades that you guys have, are they like plastic barricades like these were, or are they like more like concrete?
No, they're more like concrete. You know, very strong.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Brooks is trying to insinuate with the barricades, like somehow this plastic was going to prevent this great big vehicle from getting through.
Yeah, the problem with that is the jury sees all the videos and the pictures, and it's very clear they're just little rinky-dink plastic barricades. I mean, they're not meant to keep vehicles out. Like they leave them that way on. They purposely set them up so only one of the little stands was up, and the other end of the barricade was just laying on the ground. If you look, they're not actual barricades set up. They're two barricades, and each has one stand, and the other end's on the ground. And they do that. I've done parade detail, so you can pick it up and use the leverage to pull it to the side so a vehicle can get out if need be. So, if anything, the barricades go against his testimony, because at any point, he could have, A, driven through him like he did at the end of the parade, or B, he could have let somebody, he could have had somebody escort him off of the parade route.
Yes, it just meant to say, don't go this way. That's all.
Yeah, meaningless testimony.
Stop cars.
Helps him in no regard.
Do you recall any reports coming over any radios by law enforcement?
I do not recall that. The only thing I heard after we were hit was shots fired.
So you did hear shots fired. Did that
I
come
don't
from?
know if it was directly from a cop or if it was people running.
Did you hear the shots?
I did not.
I'm sure a lot of people after the attacks probably heard the police shooting at the car, and because they didn't understand what was happening, I heard a lot of the rumors that a lot of people assumed this was a terroristic event because the Kyle Rittenhouse trial was going on during this, so they assumed it was in relation to that. So they probably... Go ahead.
I say, even the cops thought it was a terrorist attack. Even the cops.
Yeah, so you have to imagine there was probably a lot of screaming and everything was chaos, so they probably did think guns or bombs were involved. But wasn't that even part of the dialogue at one point, that there were explosions or something? I remember hearing something about that.
Yes, yeah, that's why the FBI got involved anyway.
Yeah. So fucked up that one guy is able to create the level of chaos on the same level of a terroristic event. So fucked up.
Well, and didn't he have his windows open? So he was hearing the screams.
Yeah.
He loved it. He loved it.
Yeah.
So after you were struck, it would be fair to say that it got louder than what it was before.
After, in the middle of the complete chaos, yes.
With all the noise and chaos going on, do you think it would have been hard for you to hear a horn honking?
I did not hear a horn.
What the hell?
Hard.
The
The
question.
question was, would it have been hard for you to hear it?
Before
He's trying to insinuate, like, oh, I was laying on my horn the whole time. People just couldn't get out of the way. Which is so stupid. Like,
Was
that
it hard
gets
to hear the horn after I hit you with a 2,000-pound car?
Or
Or was
it's
that the
our
ringing in your head? Oh,
Stu Opper basically undoes the whole horn honking theory with, like, one sentence. Like, it works both ways for you, man. Like, you honking your horn doesn't really change any of the facts, for one. But two, the fact that you were
means you
honking
see
your horn,
somebody.
yeah. It's almost like, here I fucking come!
Yeah, I don't believe any of the law was written like, hey, if someone honks the horn, you better get your gimpy ass over because you're allowed
Yeah.
to run over them.
it got to us or after?
After it became chaotic.
I was not listening for a horn after we had already been hit by the vehicle.
Oh,
Of course
So it'd be
not.
fair to say you wouldn't be able to recall.
I would not be able to recall that.
he's like, yes.
Can we tack on a year for every time he says it would be fair to say?
Yeah.
Oh God, he says that almost every time.
Did you file any claim in this incident?
What do you mean by claim?
She
Tell it.
says that.
Did you file
Nice.
a report as an injured party in this matter?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad that she's asking for clarification, by the way, because that's a very vague statement. File a claim. The definition he's trying to insinuate is the Sobsit one, like, oh, you filed like a claim against me, so, tell me how much. I can pull it out of my fake IRS account, and we're good, right?
I didn't realize that a lot of the actual charities and funds that were established for situations like this were all drained because of this event.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I heard millions.
Yes.
Wow.
Taxpayers.
Well, donations, I heard, too.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's like I think what Suaper was mentioning something about the victim compensation fund that's established, I guess, through taxes or whatever. That a lot of majority of those types of programs are all drained because of the massive medical expenses.
Yeah. I think who ended up getting the brunt of it was insurance companies. That by the end of it, that's what that extra hearing was about. It was like Progressive, and I forget what the other name of the companies were.
You just screwed everyone over.
Yeah.
So it would be fair to say that you identify yourself as an injured party?
I was injured by the circumstances that day, yes.
Yes. Her clarifying is so excellent. Well done, lady.
It's much better than me saying
The officer that you reported your claim with?
I do not recall.
Hard to remember after getting hit with the 2,000-pound vehicle.
Have you read a complaint in this matter?
What do you mean by that?
Have you seen a written complaint or read a written complaint in this matter? Grounds.
I like how he says it slower, but it's still the same thing, and she's still confused.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's pretty clear,
Yeah,
It's-
I'm surprised he didn't say it was very clear.
Yes.
Yeah, it's obvious. He thinks it's pretty clear, and so should she.
Obvious.
Shenanigans.
Well, then I'll sustain the objection. As to the form of the question, it's vague.
May I respectfully ask on what grounds, Your Honor?
Thank you, Judge.
Next question.
Those are the grounds.
That just throws it right back. What I just said. It's vague.
Being filed in this matter.
Objection. Vague.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds.
As to the form of the question.
Were you aware that it may be possible that you could give testimony in this matter?
Yes, I was aware of that.
Did you seek to give testimony in this matter?
I was okay with doing so.
And who were you informed by?
The district attorney's office.
Was that in form of a subpoena, or was it a conversation? Or?
Well, at first it was knowing that there was a possibility, and then the subpoena.
So it'd be fair to say that you did have a conversation
Conversation?
with the district attorney's office.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
You of who the plaintiff was in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Oh, here we go.
Aware of any plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
We're on to the plaintiff bullshit.
Sustained.
Have you ever talked to the plaintiff in this matter? Ever seen the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained under 906.
And compound.
Mr. Brooks, you need to
Oh, yeah.
a new topic.
Good point.
Close the cross-examination.
I will move on. I'll just
Charlotte, you get a golf clap.
some type of ground stated other than relevancy or
It always makes me laugh the way he's like, have you ever seen the plaintiff? I just always wanted one of them to be like, yes, I see the state of Wisconsin every day. I live here.
It's not relevant.
This is why I would be a terrible witness. The smart, like, who do you identify as? A pissed off mother.
Yeah, I think all the time about how, like, if I was called as a witness in this thing, I would have given it right back to him. Like, every question would have just been thrown right back in his face. Like, did you hear horn honking? Like, no, I was a little, preconsumed by the fact that you were plowing people over with your Ford Escape. I wouldn't be able to stop myself.
I wish they would have brought like Miss Wisconsin in from a Miss America just to troll his ass.
Yeah, somebody had said that in another CaseWatch video. That would have been so excellent, Miss Wisconsin. Would have been great. Epic trolling, memeing on Brooks during a trial. Would have been so petty in the state. The state calls Miss Wisconsin. His eyebrows would have gone up like they always do, or he's.
I really wish his mom would have testified, but
yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, about why perhaps they didn't call Don Woods.
because she wasn't reliable.
Yeah, she would have lied for him. And honestly, like, what could she have possibly provided that would have helped the state?
They had everything they needed to nail his ass to the wall. It just came down to the fact that if she's telling Darrell one thing on the phone and helping him supply evidence to like go against Erica, for example, then her credibility's shot. So I mean,
right. So I mean, what's the point though if they're gonna call an incredible witness? They know she's incredible. I guess is my point. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't seek to further their testimony at all. Like, the more and more I think about it, like, she wasn't there. Like, she really can't testify to the facts beyond the fact that he took her car. And even that she's going to be incredible about because she's probably going to deny the fact that she gave him the damn thing.
Well,
she probably couldn't get to court.
Remember?
Yeah.
She didn't have a car to go to
911.
court.
Yeah. She said he stole his car.
They
On the
didn't actually subpoena her though, right? Like, they just more or less said, like, she's your mom, you talk to her every day, you want her, you bring her.
Darrell could have had her in, but she was not called from the plaintiff's side, and she really didn't use the car. She took public transportation, is what I've heard.
Oh yeah, she didn't have a license.
Yeah, she did not drive. The vehicle was for Darrell.
I wonder why. Yeah, did she buy it for Darrell? And if that's the case, why not put it in his name? Like, she's ultimately
Because
responsible for
he
what.
has child support and all kinds of things, and he probably cannot
Oh,
have anything in
Well,
his
and
name.
well, don't you have to be registered at a certain address to be able to have something registered? And assuming if he is a sex offender on the registry, it would kind of go against having his nieces and nephews there, along with the neighborhood, and if there's a school in the area.
Oh yes, very much.
That could
There's
be
a
very
lot of
true.
reasons. Yeah.
Darrell makes it difficult to do anything. He can't even buy a dang car. Jesus.
I feel like Dawn called the
So are
cops
you
and
bringing this claim?
reported the vehicle as being stolen to protect herself.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly what he did.
Well, and if they would
I
have
agree.
called Dawn, wouldn't it would have just become the Dawn Woods. I mean, it was already the Darrell Brooks show when it should have been for the victims. They ran a clean trial. Why bring more chaos into an already chaotic thing?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that he shot at his nephew and was awaiting charges for that, and yet she still allowed him to stay in the freaking driveway.
Yeah.
It's just like she already probably has her own
Yeah.
issues that.
Against the accused defendant in this matter?
Objection, vague.
Grounds?
Sustained.
On what grounds, Your Honor?
It's vague. That's the form of the question.
Have you seek to receive any recovered damages or anything in the matter?
The only thing that we got was help to pay for our medical bills, as that was something that was completely unexpected from a Christmas parade.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Wow.
State of Wisconsin?
I think that her WTF face is in lowercase because mine would be in all caps.
I forgot the name of what it was.
Oh,
Are
Wait,
you-
that was a good joke. I didn't even get that. WTF?
Well, I was trying not to curse because you said it was monetized, and then I said the donkey word, and I was trying to be good.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought there was like a Wisconsin something fun, and you were making a play on words.
No, I was just like her WTF face is subdued, whereas my face is contempt of court.
Yeah,
So
you can say fuck and all that. You know, it's just the words that'll get the video taken down. You can't say.
well, I was trying to be. It's not my channel. I was trying to be nice. So
Well, and I went and messed it up for you. Yeah, allow me.
Listed as a plaintiff in this matter?
Am I listed as a plaintiff in this matter?
Are you a plaintiff? Did you file the claim?
Objection,
That's a
relevant.
compound question. Sustained as to the form of the question. Mr.
Nice.
Brooks,
Did you
your
file a claim?
90611. Move on. You've already asked about whether she filed a report. Move on.
He's not moving on.
His hairline
that's a
is.
nice
What?
cadaver suit.
Yeah, he's on his best behavior this day, so he might actually just move on.
Okay, it's terrible, but Sue Hopper reminds me of "Don't Throw Mama Off the Train." I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The mom in the Goonies, the mom of all the criminals. Come on,
It's got
80s
Danny
kids.
DeVito in it, doesn't
You see
it?
the state of
Yeah,
Wisconsin
the
president
"Don't Throw
killed.
Mama from the Train."
He doesn't move on. What an asshole.
Somebody said the Quaker Oats guy, and I just can't unsee it after I saw
Oh,
it.
I wish you hadn't have said that.
Crap. I mean, damn it.
It's accurate, but yeah, now I'll never be able to unsee that.
Now that's a bad thing. I have oatmeal every morning.
Yeah, they're very good for you. They're healthy carbs.
Objection, grounds.
Sustained under 90611. I warned you to avoid that topic or I would cease cross-exam, so I'll give you one more opportunity to ask a different line of questioning.
I'll give you one more opportunity, 3 more times. Only one more, 3 more times.
And that's where I I like
You
Judge
recall
Doro,
when you
but
gave
I
your
need the
interview
first
to
time to be
law
the first
enforcement?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
It
like
was
with the
a few
kid.
days after.
Would it be fair to say it was a few days or a week or so?
I don't actually remember the exact time.
Do you remember being interviewed by Detective Jeffrey Adams?
I remember being interviewed. I don't remember what the officer's name was.
Do you remember where you were interviewed?
At my house.
Do you recall if it was on November 30 of 2021?
I don't remember the exact dates.
Can you recall why it took a little bit for you to be interviewed by law enforcement?
I'm guessing because of how...
See, I always wonder why
people
he goes
were
off on these tangents with them about how long it took law enforcement to interview these people. There were thousands of them that they had to get to, and it
Yeah,
just
that's
blows my mind.
definitely misguided. He seeks to gain nothing there. You know, I obviously the insinuation being like, oh, they were bad at their job, but he goes for that the entire trial, and they rebuff it like every chance they get. He's constantly going for like when they break policy or whatever. Like he really goes at Carpenter hard about police policy and why they did certain things, and it's just why is that relevant to the trial? One, but two, like it's very obvious everything was done above board. I'm gonna hop over to the next witness if you guys don't mind. Go ahead though.
Do it.
Momofsix,
Oh,
did you
what?
have something to say?
Kill.
Well, I was going to say it looks like, well, first of all, he's moving his entire head to read, which, okay, that is a whole nother thing. But it could be that that was a defense tactic with his public defenders. I mean, if they, with the fact patterns in this case, all they can do is hold the state to, you know, did you get these proper procedures? Did you do this? So they might have had those kind of procedural questions, and Darrell's just reading them. So the real lawyers may have had a point.
Yeah, he just doesn't know how to execute it. You're probably right.
Notice his head never moves like that when he's reading his Bible.
Yeah. So silly. It's like he forgets. Okay.
Or the Waukesha County Jail's Bible.
I think this guy's pretty good. We'll jump ahead here.
Ugh.
Did we ever figure out what that eyebrow tattoo says?
Moo moo.
Yeah, it's his buddy that died.
Oh, for the love of Cheetos. That is
I
awful.
know.
Love it, Cheetos.
Like you have a lower back tattoo on your face.
So there's never a more proud moment than when your 7-year-old uses the F word in correct content or context. So I'm trying to not curse as much.
Oh, good for you.
Back on their record appearances are as they were before. I will have the jury brought out, and we'll continue with the questioning of the
Judge Goodhair is in the building.
She always has that hair.
I know, I'm so jealous.
Absolutely jealous of her hair.
Judge wish you would, or deputy wish you would.
Twin sister.
Just a determination you made about the jurisdiction.
I bet she has someone come out to her house and like give her a good blow dry.
So will proof be validated?
Oh, yes, I forgot. We saw this last time. He's wiping his fake tears. So pathetic.
The record stands, sir.
All those Kleenexes in this damn mask.
That is so phony baloney that he's doing that, wiping his little fake tears away while questioning jurisdiction. Oof, man, that's tough. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll ahead a little bit again here.
The prosecution did a good job with most of the witnesses. I think only one of them probably got a little under my skin, and it was the one that kept adding too much to the testimony. I think it was the guy who lived in the area where he parked the SUV.
I was there.
When you say visitor, what do you mean?
Oh.
Was she?
Overruled.
She was at Children's.
Children's Hospital?
Yeah.
Do you know why she was there?
They moved her there just due to her injuries.
And you know she was...
She looks so much like my son's dance teacher.
Overruled. She may answer as to what her knowledge of the.
Isn't she the actual dance teacher?
Yes,
Not
I think
anymore.
she's
She's
coach.
coaches.
She
Okay.
was.
Injuries were.
Yeah, she was.
She's still a teacher, but not in this area.
Yeah, not in France. Understood.
No, I mean not in Waukesha anymore.
Oh!
Of course, not in France.
So, Ms. Kajewski, there's two remaining names there on the diagram, Isabella Bartelt and Maddie Hollingsworth. Did you see either of them as the SUV went through the group?
I did not.
Did you see either of them in the immediate aftermath?
I did not.
Were those all the victims on that chart?
I
I think
believe
it's the
that.
lineup of
Same
the
Jocelyn
dancers.
Torres, that you referenced when we watched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
the
wait,
lineup
so
of
the
the
people...
dancers and the names are the ones that got hit or I believe are injured in the suit.
Oh, so you can, like, see his path to travel. He, like, swerves through.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing it with my cursor. You guys can't see that, but it's like he goes in between Isabella and Jesselyn, and then towards Alice and Mackenzie, and then, like, probably over Olivia
Yeah,
and
these are
Vivian.
the two sisters were, because I think one of
I
them
was
had a
about
little brother.
Yeah, the Jareeohs.
Oh my god! Kathleen Darrell, I didn't put that together. Oh,
Yeah.
they're the ones that got their teeth knocked out.
And
Yes.
the son got
Oh.
a compound fracture in his femur and nearly bled out. Like it was.
Oh, yeah. So he's,
and
like,
Yeah,
handing
they said
candy
like a
off to
police
the side
officer
here.
a police officer like used his belt as a tourniquet and saved his life.
And Brooks's objection was that the mother was not a doctor, so shouldn't be able to testify
Yeah.
to
Oh,
medical
Jesus.
things.
So little baby boy Darrell is what, like, off to the side over by Mackenzie somewhere, handing out candy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like supporting and walking with them and being like a
Oh,
cute little kid
God.
brother.
Yeah.
So awful.
Exhibit 34.
Yes.
When you look at the diagrams, it's actually amazing that he didn't hit
Hit more, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one in the middle, the green one that's blank, is a child that she probably just heard it and was able to just at the last second or something, you know?
Moving down the
It's
diagram.
absolutely chilling. When you
Oh
look
my
at that.
god, it keeps going.
Sarah Montez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You recognize that name?
It's awful.
Did you see
I laughed
Uretzi
because of the
as the SUV
uncomfortability.
came through the group?
Yeah, I'm like
I
that too. I
completely
like
get
that.
it.
I laugh in the face of horribleness. I want to look at this again.
Same Jesselyn Torres that you referenced when we watched Exhibit
Well, and you have to
34.
remember, so in the back where the blue is, those are the itty bitties. Those are like
Moving
the
down the
babies.
diagram.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
they
Oh,
get-
so the path to travel is going from the blue towards
Yeah, like
the yellow.
they're all have
Yeah.
their back to him.
Okay. So
And
it
they don't know
starts.
he's coming. They
It
have
starts.
no idea.
It starts at Olivia Stover, then he hits Mackenzie and Alice and swerves towards Jesselyn, Isabel, and Maddie. So how do the three names on the right? What do they say? Uretzi and Julius.
So
Julia.
I do remember.
Seeing it here.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like, well, that's like the chart that she has them to be in formation, but in a free moving parade, I'm assuming they're not exactly in that same spot, so they're probably intertwining and handing out
No.
candy, dancing. Or,
Have you ever marched in a parade?
unfortunately.
Oh yeah, so then you get your assigned position and you're all like spread out in rows and you have like your assigned spot and everybody stays there. So again, if they heard the chaos, they probably absolutely scrambled. But
Well, the dance teacher testified to this because Brooks was like, well, how do you know where everybody was? And she's like, I put them in their spots and this is where they're trained to walk in. Like, this is not the first time we've been in a formation.
Yeah.
We're a dance team. This is what we do.
yeah,
And
Does she testify? Did they like hear it coming and then kind of scramble, or were they like blindsided?
I think a few of them were.
So does anybody know? Were they completely blindsided, or?
I think
know
half
they
and
were
half.
I think they were
Well, it came from
blindsided.
behind them. They had no idea. These little babies didn't have any idea. They were walking.
Were they before or
north, and the
after
car was
the
going north type thing.
Little League?
And the music was loud, you know?
Okay, so my question is, right, you see Julia and Sam, which are the names on the bottom two right. You can see almost Brooks's line of travel. It looks like he swerves after Mackenzie and Alice towards Jesselyn, Isabella, and Maddie. So how do Julia and Sam get injured? I'm very, like...
Well,
Wait,
I
that
do
would be
know...
a question for the
You have
defense staff.
people being thrown.
Yeah.
You have
I was just about to say, I'm trying to understand chaos. A couple of these names probably were in the line of travel and just, like, being young and being able to rumble and tumble might have even gotten, like, grazed or hit by the car, and they just weren't injured. So, yeah, trying to go back and break this down after the fact, it's, like, not really possible. It was chaos.
They only counted people that were hit by the vehicle, correct? Because they found out after the fact that there were other people that were injured from people flying into them, but they didn't count those people.
Oh.
Tried to get the people with the injuries that went to the hospital, because if you remember, I call him Daddy Deadeye, the coach or the president of the baseball team, the Blaze, I think. His kids were injured, and they aren't victims, I don't think, in here because they didn't go to the hospital. If I remember, they whittled it down to 70.
Oh, okay. So when you look at
like an urgent care 2 days later or something like that, because his wife is like a nurse at home or something, and he felt like the hospitals are going to obviously be overrun, and he was like, I think we can wait and treat at home until.
At least that was my remembering of how the prosecutor kind of said we could have charged $5,000, but we stuck to people that went to the hospital because of their injuries. I think.
So when you look at it like that, the line of travel probably actually was just straight through Mackenzie, Alice, Jesselyn, and then towards Julia and Sam. It's like a straight line, and the two on the left, Isabel and Maddie, they were probably just incidental from whatever, the people in the middle here that we don't see in front of Jesselyn. They probably were hurt.
That would assume that in front of this little block here that there wouldn't be a vehicle for the formation in front of them with the other group, and he just swerves out of the way for that.
Yeah, we can't see your cursor, by the way. Anyways.
Yuretsi Becerra Montes.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm pointing at stuff and forgetting you guys can't see it.
As the SUV came to the group?
I saw her after.
Where did you see her?
Behind the truck, on the ground.
Which truck?
The same truck that was driving in front of all the girls.
That black pickup truck?
Yeah.
How close to the truck was she?
At the tailgate.
Was anybody else with her?
Yeah, I remember seeing her dad and her sister.
How did she appear to you in that moment? Health-wise?
Just in shock.
Moving down the list to Julie Schlickout.
Oh.
Those eyes.
It's so jarring to hear awful testimony like that, and then just the rough cut to Brooks. Oh, it makes me hate him really bad.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to read a room. If he were smart, he'd look very, very sincerely regretful at this moment, but he doesn't know that that's the wrong response.
Or at least stoic.
He's not capable of that kind of emotion, and you can see it right here on his face. He is completely incapable of feeling sorry for somebody else, for having empathy and having that feeling of, oh my gosh, I hurt someone else.
He still thinks this is Erica's fault more than likely.
Yes, he's still the victim. This still happened to him. This is not his fault, so he doesn't feel bad for anybody.
Honestly, I think part of this goes back to his gangster little persona in his head. I honestly think there's part of him that enjoys the notoriety to the point where he's Yeah, that's right. I'm such a bad dude. I fucked up all these people. I think there is a tinge of that. Like, definitely not on its face. That's not exactly what he's going for or feels, but I think in the back of his head somewhere, there is, like, kind of validation to some of this. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you
right,
see that
guys.
kind of
I'm such a bad dude. I'm a fucking, like, guys
you
go
see
out there
that
and
emotion kind of weave in and out, like when he tries to step up to Judge Darrell and he like has his chin up and he's like, what, and he's trying to like step up like he's a badass and he's not.
yeah.
He's
Like,
very much not.
Like, he's almost thinking, like, you guys should all fucking be afraid of me because I'm a gangster. Look how many people I ran over. When it's like, really, you're just a sad, pathetic man behind a car who fucking got in a fight with his girlfriend and couldn't process it. So pathetic.
You're a baby killer and an SO.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a great person.
Like, the worst thing about him is that he lacks empathy for others, but he exploits it. He can find it in people. And he really does try to he gaslights them at every opportunity. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
He feeds off
Alistair put it really well. He's got, like, really high emotional intelligence. Like, even though he clearly has a very low intellect, and I don't say that like trying to be funny. He's just like an overall stupid person. Like, you can tell by the way he conducts himself and his ability to comprehend things throughout the trial. But his emotional intelligence is off the charts. Like, the way my newest video really, yeah. But
his predator intelligence.
Making that new video, right, with the narcissistic tendencies where, like, I literally break it down, like, sentence by sentence, that was really enlightening. Like, how quickly he is able, like, I almost say it in the video, like, just the way he's able to fire those off and sling them at it's like, it's crazy. It is such a learned skill. That took years. It's gross.
Some people call it street smarts versus book smarts, but it's EQ versus IQ, and it's very scary. You see that in a lot of like cluster B sociopath type people, and it's a very scary type personality trait, and it's very dangerous.
Imagine how dangerous he'd be if he was intelligent. Ugh.
I know, right?
It'd be awful.
Yeah.
You think people like that are intelligent, they end up being like cult leaders and stuff.
That's how you almost like take over the world because you create the Nazi party. It's that type of sadistic nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need another little mustache man. No, thank you.
Some serial killers are like that.
At Waukesha Memorial.
Yes.
How did she appear to you when you saw her at Waukesha Memorial?
She wasn't good.
Take a little bit of time and then tell us.
This poor woman, she just wanted to teach dance. Supposed to be such a happy, carefree thing.
At Waukesha Memorial,
it breaks my heart to hear that she has since left this because she's ruined her, you know, and it just breaks my heart because you know that this was her life, this was her world, this was her thing, and he took that from her.
All she ever sought to do was teach little girls to dance. Like, what a beautiful, kind, innocent thing. And like you said, that's like, her life has been ruined by Darrell Brooks. It's so terrible.
Okay,
and she has such a bond with these girls too.
Yeah.
Nurses around her, and she was kind of slunched over. She was in and out of consciousness as well, and so I ran over to her and told them her name, and they rushed her in the back because she was not doing well. And then when we got to the back, she started seizing and vomiting.
Oh my God.
And you saw this while you were with Kenzie, as you said?
I saw Julia when I was with Kenzie, and then I left and went with Julia, and then we went in the back to a room, and that's when she started seizing and puking.
And just so we can keep the name straight, who's Kenzie?
Mackenzie Hollingsworth.
Moving further down the diagram towards the front, Sam Coelho. You recognize that name?
Yes.
Did you see Sam as the SUV went through the group?
I didn't see her with the SUV.
What about afterwards?
I didn't see her at the hospital either that night.
Okay. Do you remember providing a written statement with Detective Mandy Schwartz from the Waukesha Sheriff's Department shortly after this incident?
Yes.
I would ask that we project that statement for the witness only.
Go ahead.
I'm surprised Brooks didn't try to do that, project the statement for the witnesses, because it's like that's all he questions them on is their fucking statements and reports.
He doesn't know how. He doesn't know
Yeah.
that he can ask for that. He doesn't understand the rules.
He probably doesn't
he's
know
not-
enough to know that it would be easier to question them about, like, if you're going to
It's not
ask
about
somebody
him.
about.
Yeah, it's all about his
Yeah.
convenience. He wants to be able to question them. He doesn't want them to be able to see it. He wants
Oh,
to be able
that's-
to catch them in a lie. So he doesn't want them to be able to be like, okay, yep, I remember, and give like good testimony and the truth.
Yeah,
he
and
wants
you,
to be like, you said left instead of right. Oh, like that's it. Case over. I win.
Right,
And
like you said, my sweatshirt was white. It's not white, it's gray.
Clearly, you can't stand right next to me to see my height, so you are the liar. I did want to say one thing that I know for right now she's given up dance, and it's only been about 1.5 years, 2 years. Give it some time. I don't think Brooks is going to win. I think it's going to come back, but I don't want him to win.
There's no certified timeline on how to process trauma. I mean, everybody is going to take the time they need, and that's going to look different for everybody. There are some that will never recover. There are some that have already recovered. So, I think it's a good point to say that, she's taking the time she needs. She's probably not ready to go back to dance. And probably is thinking of the kids first, and that I can't really teach them as good as they deserve because I can't get this incident out of my head. So,
So, like,
respect to her.
When I see her face here, I see like she blames herself. She blames herself. She put those kids in those spots. She put those kids in that. You see it on her face, and that's what's stopping her from going back. She blames herself for these injuries. She's like, I put the kids in the spot.
Okay.
And
So Charlotte, when you said earlier she's from out of town, that's what you meant. Like she signed them up for this parade. Like they weren't from Waukesha.
I don't
know.
No. I think she left Waukesha.
Yeah. Either way, she
Yes.
signed them up to do the parade.
Yes, she signed them up, and she was walking with them. She put them in their positions when they were walking. She's their dance instructor, so she's like making sure they stay in their spots.
Yeah, how could
So,
she have known she was like playing God with their lives based on where she would be placing them? Oh, it's so fucked up.
No, but the self blame, you put that on yourself, like
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like she just really needs to
Would be your next number.
see some good help.
And I'm sure it's difficult for her that she was not herself hurt. I mean, as a parent, I would throw myself in front of a vehicle to keep my child, like that one gentleman did, where he threw his 3-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call that survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly the one I was thinking.
It's also pretty awkward, I'm assuming, getting cross-examined by the jackass that fucking did it.
So I just want to see Darrell's little fake tears wipe away, because I didn't realize in the context that it was after this testimony that he does that.
My favorite
wait,
cry
no.
is Liz crying after the COVID test.
Oh yeah, because that's the only one that's like genuine.
Oh, I
have
love
a
when
bruise.
he cried after his mom and grandma. Those tears were like
Those were real.
I wanted to
Those
bottle
were
those
real
up.
Grandma.
It was just after his mom and his best friend, not the grandma.
Oh.
Well, the pretend
Probably know
grandma.
who that woman was.
No, but
Yeah.
but I mean, he didn't cry after the grandma's testimony. He didn't.
Like Jareeohs saying, a lot of people say she's just like a like a woman from the church or something. Like she's not actually his
Yes,
grandma.
yes,
So
I believe so. I believe
that's
so.
why
Yes.
he's not crying, because he doesn't actually know her.
Yeah,
He's
that's
all, who the hell is this?
blood related.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a woman from her mom's church.
Yeah.
Okay,
she
let's
had to
see.
read his name.
Let's see how Darrell reacts after that, like, horrible testimony. Like, everyone in that courtroom probably needed a break after that. Let's see how Darrell conducts himself once they get back from what I believe is their lunch break. Could have just been like an afternoon break, but either way.
All right, we'll go back on the record then. In State versus Brooks, appearances are as they were this morning. Do we have Ms. Gajewski available?
His
All
fingers.
right, bring her in, and we'll bring the jury in as soon as she's up here for her cross-exam.
Of course, he's got something.
State that I do consent to that name, nor do I know any individual by that.
Yeah, so he's still on his BS, but it's a very somber denial of consent. I don't consent to that name, Your Honor, and I don't know anybody by that name, Your Honor.
I hope the guards and inmates fuck with him like that throughout the day in prison.
Yeah,
Oh,
me too.
yes.
Your lack of consent is noted for the record. All right, Ms. Gajewski, if you would please make your way back to the witness stand.
No stare down for her.
There, I will have the jury brought.
Probably doesn't want to look at her.
All right, go ahead.
On the record, before the jury comes out, I would like to direct Your Honor to
Oh, shut up.
case United States versus Cotton 535.
Mr. Brooks, if you have a motion, you need to put it in writing, and then I will address it. I'm not.
Yeah, talk about fucking bad timing. Read the room.
So if you're asking me to reconsider.
Also,
something,
she's
you need to
assuming he
follow
can
the
write.
procedure.
What is the proper procedure, Your Honor?
You should know that.
It's almost like a lawyer would know that.
So
Oh, sorry, guys.
it's a reconsideration. 806.07 is the statute I would direct your attention to.
It's not a reconsideration. It's just
Dude, shut up.
subject matter jurisdiction.
Oh my god, you can't be serious, bro.
So any further?
Are you fucking kidding me right now? He's taking this moment to throw at a fucking jurisdiction. Oh my fucking god.
I honestly believe that his game plan half the time was he was trying to do this shit just so the judge or the prosecution would lose their shit and go off on him.
Yes.
So it could. That's what he was gunning for, because I caught myself wanting to throw my TV across the goddamn room.
It's like when
That's
my
what he's trying to
youngest.
do.
It's like when my youngest pesters his middle brother until like he gets a black eye, and it's like, son, read the room. If everyone wants to throw hands at you, it might be you.
How does Snake get so mad and bitch ya?
I never understand people that, like, and you guys all probably know people like this. They like burn through friends. Like you'll have somebody that comes into your group of friends, and like slowly everybody like turns their back on them. And when you talk to those people, they're convinced it's like everybody else. Like everybody else in the world is just crazy, and they're the only sane one. Like, at what point statistically are you the problem, and why aren't they able to see that? Like, just from a math standpoint, the only consistent factor in all of these people's relationships has been you. How are you not, like, why are you so blinded to your own toxicity? I don't understand it.
I'm Darrell Brooks. How could anybody be mad at me?
Yeah, he is Mouth Boy Fly. That might change things.
Oh, hang on, you get a golf clap.
In writing for the court to consider a proper motion with the relief that you're requesting, the legal basis, and the facts upon which you are relying.
Richie, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
Not just simply a case.
We're only going for like another 10, 15 minutes or so, but you're welcome to join.
That's okay. Just wanted to
The jury's on its way out.
see what's going on.
I'm not going to delay the start of this cross-examination for this argument yet again. I've already addressed it. The fact that it's the afternoon doesn't mean I need to address it again.
She's already over him.
Yeah.
It's going to continue to be brought up, Your Honor. It hasn't been proven that you have jurisdiction, that this court has jurisdiction. I think it's relevant.
Dude, you can bring it up. That's not the fucking point here. It's that you're bringing it up at the wrong fucking time. We've just seen horrific fucking testimony. the fact that he comes back after a break spouting this shit very much speaks to the fact that he could not give two fucks about any of those little kids that we heard just got ran over. Oh, I hate this guy.
And he only does it when the jury's there, like just to give the illusion that there's corruption going on.
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. He sees the jury's coming out. He's like, Your Honor, this is important information. The jury needs to hear this.
If it wouldn't have killed Borowski, I would have loved to see him do this trial.
Petition can't be forfeited or waived. You know that.
You know that. Gaslighting.
By not answering, Your Honor.
Nobody knows that, sir. That's not what's going on here. Oh, I know he can't hear me, but I still just
It's the tacket for me that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Really?
Tacket agreement at X o'clock. Oh, I would just want to fucking jump through the TV and strangle him.
I just really hope that 5-10 years from now we're taking this trial and we're breaking it down in some of these psychology classes and showing people this is what gaslighting looks like. Here's an example. Because I just think this is a huge learning opportunity for people to learn. This is what a toxic person looks like. This is how they're going to talk to you. Look at the way they do this.
This is why you should not represent yourself.
Yeah, so many great lessons here. Let's learn together.
No, it's
Full House Rock. Brought to you by Darrell Brooks.
The more you know, with a little star white,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your determination that you don't have to answer.
I love that she ignores him. Don't even give it the merit.
He's doing the eye closing as if he's frustrated, as if he's you know this, and he's doing that whole thing.
Yeah. Are you for real right now?
Deputy Tackleberry just wishes he would, just once. And so do I.
You may question the witness.
Is that the big guy in the back?
Give him a spine buster.
Tackleberry's the little one that's never had a facial expression other than that one. I call him Deputy Wish He Would.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different name for him.
Alistair calls him Daddy Benedict.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that, and I call him Captain No Face. Daddy Bailiff. I do like Daddy Bailiff.
I just feel like there needs to be a short video of you and all the names that you've called him, I have some music montage in my background in my head,
I call him Deputy Stoneface.
It's definitely Deputy Wish He Would for me.
Is that noted for the record, Your Honor?
Ask your questions, please.
Is it noted for the record, Your Honor?
It's all on the record. What you're asking right now was on the record.
But did we roll it back?
That court reporter hates his ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's definitely delaying. He doesn't want to ask this girl any questions. But then, don't, though. I think, he can't stop himself.
As you testified to earlier, you were present at the Christmas parade on November 21st of 2021. That'd be fair to say?
Yes.
Aston fucking answered, bro. That is obvious.
Do you remember about how long you intended to be at the parade?
Just until
the kids got run over?
It was a few exhibits that you stated on record that you weren't familiar with seeing. Would that be fair to say?
Once clarified, I did say that I remembered seeing them.
So you saw those videos before today?
Yes.
About how many times do you recall seeing them before today?
Just once.
Do you recall who showed them to you?
Yes.
I don't think he realized he didn't have to question everybody either.
Can you repeat that?
Can you state who showed you the videos for the record and for the jury?
Yeah, the state.
And who would you be referring to when you say the state?
The three seated next to you.
Are you referring to the opposite?
Yes.
Yes.
Got him. Let him out of jail. She talked to the state.
Do you see Sue with the slight grin? It's what an idiot.
It kills me that he's trying to make this like somehow the prosecution did something wrong.
Yeah.
And if he can just have that gotcha moment, then it's gonna somehow help him. Like,
Yeah, I know
I
you
don't
guys.
understand.
I
And
know you guys watched
when he
it, but
said,
this was a girl that had a very hard time watching the videos, and like after that, he's still acting like this.
Yeah.
and when he
Don't feel
says,
bad though. Nobody understands Darrell Brooks. Darrell Brooks does not understand Darrell Brooks, so don't feel too bad.
I loved it. I loved it when he asked a witness, "Do you remember who you talked to at which DA you talked to?" And he says, "Okay, well that guy. Oh, let's the record reflect that the witness.
Yeah.
It's like he's not the plain. He's not the defendant. So
Yeah,
it's like
he's doing it.
something big.
He's
the
doing
brightest
it because
crayon on the box.
they do it to him because they have to, because he doesn't consent to Darrell Brooks.
yes.
So he thinks that it's like, oh, I'm acting like a real lawyer. I'm just doing what lawyers do. And it's like, no, they've admitted that their names are fucking Sue Hopper and Zach Witchow. You don't need to fucking point them out for the record. Fucking guy.
That's one of the few times where Zach was smiling
Yeah.
when he did that.
Do you recall knowing if you would?
Oh, by the way, I thought you guys were joking one day. I don't know if it was any of you, but somebody said that he's squeezing a stress ball. I actually, like, he actually does have a stress ball at certain points. I thought it was like a metaphor, but no, you actually see him, like, pumping on it at certain points of the show. I just thought that was so funny. He's like, oh, squeezing away on it. Poor Obi.
Daddy Zach is where it's
Possibly
at.
be called to testify?
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you expecting to testify?
Yes, I got a letter in the mail.
Do you recall if that letter was a subpoena?
Yes, it was a subpoena.
You frequently refer to the vehicle as the car. Do you
Oh,
recall
God.
those statements?
You guys ever notice how eventually all of the witnesses get to a point where you see how they're nervous to be there and having him speak to them, and then all of a sudden they just, it's like a flip of the
They're like,
switch in their
this is the dude?
pants. Yeah, they're like, all right, be done. Just why? You
Yeah.
can see it all over their face.
It's almost like they built him up to be like this big bad threat because he caused so much chaos. And when they actually see him sitting there in the suit going off about, did you see the plaintiff? They're like, oh my God, like, that's
Yeah, this
it.
punk ass bitch is the one that ran me over?
Yeah, you're the guy? Oh, it makes it so much worse. Like,
So, for clarification, what type of vehicle did you see that day? Was it a car?
It was a Ford SUV.
And how were you able to determine the make and model of the vehicle?
Objection. The witness did not describe the model.
Rounds.
I love how he doesn't understand that there are people out there who can look at a vehicle and know what make and model it is, like, within a few years.
When I first saw it, I made a point to figure out what car it was, not the license plate. And I knew it was either that an Escape or a Mercury. And then as the vehicle got closer to me, I saw the Ford emblem. That's how I knew it was a Ford.
Boo.
Oh, he's just jealous she can read.
Determinations of the make and model of the vehicle, did you catch a description of the driver?
No, I did not.
Any reason why you would be more focused on the make and model of the vehicle instead of who was driving the vehicle?
I can't tell you why. I just made sure I knew what the vehicle was.
It weighed 2,000 pounds and you did not?
It was the threat?
Spot a license plate at any time.
It all happened way too fast.
So would it be fair to say that it happened fast enough for you to not be able to
It's the
make
place that you get
make
your
out the
license.
model and make of the vehicle?
Yeah.
No, I knew exactly.
Or where you put your
what it was.
license.
But not exactly who was driving the vehicle.
No, I did not look who was driving it. Just the make.
He would know either way.
Thank
It's
God
not
we
like you have
clarified that.
photos.
Look at her standing up to him,
You
like
stated
straight up.
that
Good for
you
her.
observed some girls from
Oh, that eye flutter. Yes, go.
in the hospital. Would that be fair to say?
Like, that's what I mean. You can see she's getting
You
mad
stated
now
that
because he's just being ridiculous.
a few of them
Yeah.
were laying on the ground.
Yes.
Any idea why they would be laying on the ground in the hospital?
Are you fucking...
Well, there wasn't enough room, so people were standing, sitting.
Why would you ask that? That does nothing to serve his defense. Like, under what angle would that possibly help him? That just clarifies how awful this was.
That's
God,
how
he's such a-
entitled he is. Don't you understand? That's how entitled he is. He thinks that everybody, oh yeah, I walk in, I should just get a bed. Someone should move. Like, that is the E strain of Darrell Brooks. It's just this level of entitlement.
Good call.
Gross.
And the thing
Like, he
is that, remember, he was taking up hospital resources with his fake arm injury when they found him on the ground.
It's true. He had one of those beds that one of the girls could have had. Wow.
He's just literally, he proves himself to be a monster with everything he says. Every question is, it is about him, but he doesn't realize that he's like slamming himself.
Tell us you're guilty by not telling us you're guilty.
Yeah,
He's
really.
just revealing another layer, like an onion. He just pulled back another layer, and it's like, oh yeah, you are an awful person, even at the core.
Yeah, we didn't know your brain went there, but thank you for exposing yourself. Ugh. Yeah.
On the ground because the rooms were overflowed.
Were they being attended to at that time?
Nope, because there was.
See, again, you accidentally omitted to the fact that there wasn't enough room to tend to all of your victims. A person who's comprehending what's happening would be like, "Oh, that's kind of like bad for me. I probably shouldn't ask that." But no, he presses on it. It's like, "Oh, really? Give me some more information." It was like blood everywhere, bones sticking out, people screaming.
It's like he's trying to give the illusion, like,
They weren't that bad because they were just laying on the ground and nobody was helping them. So, like, they weren't that bad. Not that there was not enough doctors or beds because you did so much damage.
like he always gives the illusion, like, well, why weren't they intending, like, as if no one cares enough to help them? It's like he's trying to make it seem like everyone else is horrible, and he's not, because no one, tended to people.
Yeah. It was the nurse's fault,
Yeah, the nurse's fault. He ran over 70 people.
Like maybe they should have been attended to.
So I'm a volunteer firefighter for my town, really quick, and we did like a mass casualty training. And part of triaging, there would have been nurses going around and literally writing numbers on these people to let the providers know who needs to go next, because they can't keep track of the charts. Yeah. There's so many people.
Yeah.
I went through.
He doesn't understand that it was a mass casualty event.
I went through the fire academy too, and I worked full-time and call firefighter in local towns. And I remember during EMS training, exactly what you're talking about. They call it like triage, and when you're doing your EMS training, they do exactly what you're talking about. It's like a mass casualty event, and they really, it's fucking just, it's horrifying. But you literally, when it gets to that scope, you have to like dedicate your time to only patients that are worth it. So it's like if certain people are just like gonna die, you kind of just have to like move on. Oh, it's so fucked up.
To mitigate the damages.
Yeah. You never think I remember putting myself in that moment and thinking like, this is like, why are we even doing this? Like, we'll never see this, but like, it does happen. Here we go. Perfect example.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You never know. Just in the blink of an eye, it could happen to any of us.
The nurses were attending to who needed it immediately. The nurses were doing the best they could.
So it would be fair to say that the girls that you observed on the ground weren't of immediate concern to the nurses at that time.
No, that's not what she's saying, you asshole.
At that time, they weren't.
On the grounds.
See, I would have shut that down when I said, no, there just weren't enough nurses, you piece of shit.
There's not enough places to sit or to lay.
Incident?
I was not.
And you testified earlier to the approximate speed of the vehicle. Do you recall what your answer was?
Yeah, about 55 miles per hour.
And how were you able to come to that determination?
Because I've drove for a couple years now, and that's just the number that came to my head. Because when I drive, I know what 55 feels like, and I know what 25 feels like, and that was just my best guess.
So it would be fair to say that you were making an assumption. You didn't know for sure.
Nope. Yeah, that was just my best guess.
Got him.
Stupid question.
You were going over 5 miles per hour, period.
Yeah.
The look on Basie's face is
Basie
heartbreaking.
is the best faces.
Yeah, she's mastered like sad grandma.
Exactly my thought of her, you know? It's like you want to
Later down the
cuddle
line
with
when he
her.
does the defendant thing, like you can see her like literally like trying to hold back laughter.
Yeah, I see that a few times. Them trying to keep from laughing, especially after he like calls him out on it, like he. You really see him like trying to hold it in at some point. They can't stop it. Can't help it. He's joke.
Like, can you make fun of someone for laughing? You're like,
oh yeah, like that. Yeah, I hate people that do that. By the way,
like the '90s thing where you're trying to like, there's no comeback, so all you can do is,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're good. I know what you're talking about. That was like a big thing in the '90s too. It was just like that was when you had nothing else to say. You go back to. It's like really when you make that noise, you're like admitting that you're getting roasted.
Dude, he wanted to do that so many times, I bet, during the trial.
Yeah. So true.
I became super close with her ever since I started working there.
I bet she could take him.
Yeah, probably.
Do you recall seeing her struck by the vehicle?
No.
Do you remember where she was at the time that you saw the vehicle pass you?
Yes, she was on the front left side if you're looking towards the truck that was in our group. She was on the left side in front, first girl.
Would it be fair to say that from that angle that you would be able to see her if she was struck?
I was turned the other way. She was behind my back.
So you don't know for sure where she was at when the vehicle passed you?
I do. She was in her formation that I had put her in.
Do you know if anyone was standing there or in that position with her at that time?
She has her own spot, and there was girls behind her and next to her, but she would have been the only dancer in her spot.
So it would have been people in her general area, but not directly next to her.
Yeah, they have space in between all of them.
That's what I was saying. She put them in their spots. This is the testimony. Yep.
Do you remember what you did immediately after the vehicle passed you?
Yep, I ran to Alice.
Freaked out?
Picked her up immediately.
Yeah, first, yeah.
Dude, it's even highlighted.
Like, what'd you do the night
In
before?
regards
Did you
to
not
your dance
read?
team, did you observe anyone struck?
Yeah.
What is this?
I just
Why would you
remember
ask?
seeing, bodies in the air, but I
mean,
can't
it was
say I
kept
remember seeing
on
people
camera. I
them.
mean,
I remember
everywhere.
seeing bodies in the air.
Everybody
and on
saw
the
it
ground.
anyway.
Like we said before, it's 3 phases of questioning. It's what the lawyers were going to ask. It's
Yeah.
the BS questions, and it's just whatever, like, off the handle questions.
At that point,
Well, no, it's what the lawyers were gonna ask, the sob sit tactics, and then it's just that's when we evolve into fucking yeah, looking at the report and whatever he can come up with on the fly.
Yeah.
it would be fair to say that you didn't know if the people that were on the ground or in the air or whatnot were in fact struck by a vehicle.
Or you didn't know
That
that
was
they
the
were in the
vehicle,
air.
'cause I
They
turned around and I
they
saw the
flew.
vehicle coming towards
Yeah.
me.
They were kangaroo.
Oh my gosh.
Right, like
So-
he insinuates that they could not possibly have been in the air for any
Yeah.
other reason. Like
Yeah, it was kangaroo day.
She is just lying to make him. He just has terrible taste in women. They all are against him.
What? I'm sorry, I don't get that one.
Well, so if you notice, he asks every woman, like, "Are you sure you saw what you saw?" And he kind of says it again and again, in kind of that way, like. But so, how
like
did
they're
you not
lying?
notice? Yeah, so like all of us women just got together because he's only in this predicament. If you remember his interrogation, like, "Ugh, I just pick bad women, I'm a good
Yeah,
guy."
yeah.
So all of us women got together and decided to screw Darrell Brooks for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his line of
Ran
abuse.
in-
That's his line of
ran
abuse,
into-
I guess.
All girls ran into his vehicle is what happened, yeah. It's a big conspiracy against him. What a jackass.
He's just pissed off. The one that he raised to be his wife is the one that screwed him over.
Yeah.
Until they actually were in the air.
Oh my
Usually
God.
how it goes.
raised her to be his wife. Oh God.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even catch that. Well said. You get a golf clap, my friend.
That's so sad and
Raised to
disgusting.
be his wife. Yeah, it's so disgusting.
Zing, welcome to the team.
By blacked out, what do you mean by that? State that, what that means for the jury and for the record.
Yeah, please clarify.
I can't see anything, but I can hear it. So when I say blackout, I mean I can't visualize it, but I can hear it happening.
So would it be fair to say that this event was so horrific, you literally had to block out portions as a defense mechanism?
Couldn't he tell his
Please
mother
explain
he
your
blacked
trauma
out during
response.
the entire parade on the phone?
Oh yeah, you're right. He did say that he doesn't remember any of it, and now we're learning. He omits the fact that he does remember portions.
That's the story Don told the news, at least.
Yeah.
Was that the first time that you ever had a blackout?
Yeah.
So it's never happened before that.
Oh my God, he is expanding on it. I was just kidding.
Caused it on that occasion.
He's like one of those choose your own adventure books, but he always chooses what will make me look worse.
Yeah, really.
The Detroit robot video game.
Look at her. She's happy to offer this testimony. She's just shocked at how much of a fucking monster you were acting at the time. Oh.
When he asked a witness, he said, "You see one officer, you see another officer, so you saw two officers? Oh yeah, that was bright. Yeah, really good question. Like you saw one, you saw another one, so you saw two?
Oh, so you saw two. Oh, okay. That would it be fair to say?
That you got into.
No, but I mean, you saw one, okay? Then you say you saw another one.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Okay?
I get it.
So
And then he says,
is it fair to say you saw two officers? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right, Darrell. You went to first grade. Great.
just to clarify for the jury.
Yeah.
Ambulance and with someone who was struck and then left the parade at that point?
A squad car, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. A squad. You left at that point.
Yeah.
Do you recall about what time that was?
No.
Do you recall how long you were with the person being transported at that time?
No, I wasn't worried about time.
All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here.
Okay.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for joining. Does anybody want to plug anything before we go?
No. I don't think so.
Momofsix, don't you have a YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, I do. It's Mo in the Deep End. I was definitely just waiting for a better title, and that's the only one I could figure out.
What
I'm
is it
breaking.
about? Like, what do you do?
So I'm breakdown. Right now I'm on the Letitia Stalk trial, and I sort of just jumped in blindly without even doing any sort of tech research. And I'm horror bad at tech, so my husband is helping me.
And Richie, you
buy a microphone so I can do something over here too. That's cool. You're doing your thing. Just keep doing it. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Richie.
What?
You make Darrell Brooks TikTok videos, right? Where are you on TikTok?
Just literally type in Richie Adams and you'll see the same picture that I have here. I make those. I've been posting, like I posted all of my reactions or whatever to the Dr. Lewis trial. I have like a few of those.
We watched some of that last night. That lady is crazy.
Oh my gosh, she is.
So if the regulars tomorrow, like I'm assuming there'll be a verdict, but if y'all want to hop on tomorrow at 4:30 and have a little chat if you want.
Sure.
I'm there.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for hopping on today.
Hi.
You're welcome.
All right, later.
Thanks, Beefy.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, and that's going to do it for this one. I'm so sorry about the audio. If you made it this way through, you're a real trooper. I did the best I could to kind of like make the levels as even as possible, but hopefully it didn't come out too bad for you. Yeah. All right, I'll have it figured out better for the next one. And again, if you like this format, it will the audio will be worked out. You can come on CaseWatch anytime you want. Either join the Discord server and message me, or you can join the Squirrel Gang. Make sure to like and subscribe this video. Follow me on Instagram. Do all that YouTube crap. All my links are in About Me. And beyond that, take care of yourself. Have a great day. Give your doggos and cats a big pet and a smooch for Beef Man. All right? I love you guys. We'll see ya. Bye now.